Welcome to the Coached Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Keren Eldad. Settle in. We're about to make you feel really good. Welcome back to the Coached Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Keren Eldad. And today on the Coached Podcast, it's miracle season. My guest today is Eric Bigger, and I can't think of a better way to start this episode than with his mantra, it's miracle season. If you're into having a conversation about mindset, about happiness, about integrity, and about coming a really long way, I know that this coaching master is the superstar for you. Eric Bigger is a motivational speaker, a TV personality, an author, a podcast host, and personal trainer based in LA, well, the Orange County, the OC.
Yes, OC, baby.
You may know him from The Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, or The Bachelor Winter Games, but beyond television. He's dedicated his life, and I have watched him do this, to inspiring people to transform their mindset, to change their lives from the inside out. And with his books, Transformation and 100 Days of Wisdom, and as the host of the Spiritual Fitness Podcast, which I've been so privileged and lucky to be a guest on, and as the coach and creator of the It's Miracle Season movement, I am so proud to call him my friend and to call him your teacher on today's episode.
Wow.
Eric, welcome.
What an introduction, and good morning, America. That was great. Thank you.
We do what we can, and honestly, it doesn't even do you justice. But let's begin with that mantra, which I love so much. It's
Yes.
Miracle Season.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you, and what is the mission behind it?
Well, I really believe the mission was fulfilled, but it's now a transmission. But it's miracle season. It's a metamorphosis. It's a transformation, mind, body, spirit. And when it came to me, I channeled it. I was going on a Bachelorette, after the final roles. I was in the studio and CBS, Radford Studios in Studio City, and I'm in my trailer. It's miracle season. And Louis, shouts out to Louis, the producer at the time. He said, I think you should say that when you get on stage. I'm like, really? He's like, my boy, you keep saying it. And so imagine you have an idea of you wanting to do something before you go on TV and everything happens. And it was like, it's a miracle season. And that was the activation of it before I even went on an actual show. And then from that, I went through so much on The Bachelorette, ups, downs, and boom, was there for 10 weeks, fell in love. I didn't win the show, but I got my miracle. I allowed myself to fall in love and receive that. And I transformed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I birthed a new me. And from there, I went to another level of life, success, being in the public eye, doing the things I love, podcasts, mental health advocate, brand deals, all the good stuff. And just recently, maybe 2 years ago, I went to Peru. And when I went to Peru, I hiked the Inca Trail, Machu Picchu, and I took 2 journeys of plant medicine. And on a plant medicine, Huachuma, St. Pedro is the medicine. The download I got was that miracle season is a healing frequency that ends all suffering. So when you see it, even if it's on a shirt, a pen, a hoodie, the transmission that's coming through that is actually healing people. But you won't know that unless
You
I tell
experience
you.
it.
Right.
Wow.
And so now I know that it's a thing that came through my channel, through my vessel, to bring more light and to end suffering in the world through the presence of me and whoever touches it, sees it, and embody it. And we're miracle living, miracle walking. And your podcast is a miracle for many people out there that's going to listen to this episode and other episodes that you have. So it's miracle season.
And so you had an epiphany in Peru.
Yeah.
You experienced an epiphany.
Yeah. You want the context story, or you just want to like?
Hell yes, I do.
Okay.
And I believe that whoever's listening really wants to understand what happened. By the way, I'd really love to also contextualize this, because I understand you grew up in Baltimore.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
self-described it as a broken home.
Yeah.
You've come a very, very long way, even to the point of Miracle Season, Bachelorette,
Yeah.
and taking the stage. So all of this kind of informs that moment, but let's go with the big
Let's-
moment and then
yeah.
let's work our way back.
Yeah, so growing up in Baltimore was challenging, different. I was a leader. I did my thing, was successful, had fun. I moved to LA 2010. That's one story. But let me talk about Peru,
Yeah.
because in 2023.
By the way, my sister lives there.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Damn.
She married the
20.
only Jew in Lima.
Wow.
Fun story.
I've been in Lima. It's really nice. So 2023, I got called to go to Peru because I met someone. People, be visible. Visibility is a new currency. People need to see you.
So true.
Why would I want to give you money or spend time and your energy if I don't see you? So I saw someone, shout out to Sia, Lada Strela. I forgot how to say her last name, but she's a shaman, and she did a plant medicine journey with cacao and Joshua tree,
Yeah.
right? But the intentions behind Joshua Tree was because I was broken. I was in a really, really bad
Were you still
relationship.
heartbroken?
Yeah, in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I got out of that. I lost a lot of friends in LA. My dad was in and out of the hospital. I was going through an ego death. I had alopecia. Like, I was going through a lot.
Ego death is an important concept.
Right. So it's so funny that prior to that, Miracle Season was already created, already lived out that experience in that part of the ego. But this was me going into my soul, and I'm going to tap into spiritual fitness, right? So I'm really devastated. Listen, Keren, I'm heartbroken. I've never been heartbroken. It's like I feel it in my heart, but I don't want to tell nobody because I'm everyone's savior, right? The guy that helps everybody but can't help himself. So after I did the cacao, because I met Sia, while she saw at the time Bigger Talks podcast, she saw my podcast. Said, oh, let's do an interview. We did the interview. We connected. She said, I'm gonna come to LA because I want to go to Joshua Tree and connect with the ancestors. And I heard it's really sacred. The vortex there is high. I was like, cool. Your birthday's in March. I'll do a cacao ceremony. And at the time, she don't really know the backstory of what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I'm really broken. I lost the relationship I was in was really bad. My dad was in and out of the hospital, thought he was going to transition. I lost all my friends. I was really going through like an awakening. Fast forward, we go to Joshua Tree and I start sipping the cacao. It's like a plant. And as I'm sipping it, like I look up, I take a deep breath and I look at her and I look around and I just started to cry.
Oh.
Because I'm like, you allowed me to trust people again. Because of the betrayal, really, I was guarded. So the day after that, I go home, she comes, she said, I'm getting permission that I can offer you a trip to Peru and do my 11-day spiritual retreat, where we do Wachuma. We do 2 journeys. We hike the Inca Trail, we do Machu Picchu, Al Sagande, I stayed on the mountain. So I know, because this is how the Bachelorette came in my life. I wasn't ready for it, it didn't make sense, but I can't say no. So I go to Peru. And as I go to Peru, you can't eat, meat for 2 weeks. You can't work out. You got to really be ready to receive the medicine. So I go, I hike. It's raining. It's crazy. So the first journey on a plant medicine, I'm fighting resistance. And as I'm on it, 15 minutes after taking the medicine, my spirit goes, in order to be a king, you have to receive. No more being a gentle giant, want to give. In order to be a king, you have to receive and you have to ask for help. So I'm getting these downloads. And I'm like, it's like, yeah, and by the way, you can't write down your downloads. Go ask somebody. I'm like, what you mean? So I go find Sia. And literally, when I got in her presence, I broke down crying. Because it was so hard for me to ask her, can you write down?
For help.
For help. My soul was so wounded. And and she's like, yeah. She said, that's the divine feminine trying to come through. You're softening. It's okay. Tell me more.
The masculinity and the identity was so wrapped around it, it couldn't let go.
Yes. And so I'm in tears, and she probably wrote like 8 months. She said, is that it? She said, okay, you be all right, but let it in. So I'm like, okay. And then the day go on. By the way, I got it's Miracle Season hoodie on. Because we in a Morocco, I think is the name. We're in this like circle. Dogs are like running around. They're like healing dogs, and everybody's in their journey. It's like 19 of us. And I'm literally on the medicine, and like my solar plexus is getting like hit. Like it was crazy. Like I'm laid out on one of the sofas, and I just feel like I'm doing an ad machine.
Like what is this?
Like
wow.
What's happening to my body? Like I'm having a body upgrade. And then it was coming to me. It's like Miracle Season. It's a frequency.
Yeah.
It's a healing frequency that ends all suffering, and you just connected to it. And that had to come through your vessel to put it out in the world. It's like it's a frequency. And I channeled it, and then I activated it, and then it's like, but it was healing me. You get what I mean?
In other words, it came out of you.
Right.
And you started to be able to transmit it.
Yes. And now I know, I was ending, now in this moment, I'm getting it. In that moment, I was ending my suffering.
Yeah.
And here's a great, crazy story. So I do that. That's the first journey. We go hike another mountain to integrate. Finish that. And then a few days later, we go to another journey. This time I'm ready. I'm like, come on. Medicine, it's nasty. But my thoughts was just coming like. So I tell Sia, I said, you're doing such a big thing for me. You're going to find your divine union. Da, 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 da. This is what I'm saying. Little did I know, as soon as I get off my mountain, guess who I meet? My girlfriend.
Oh.
But I didn't know she was going to be my girlfriend because at the time I'm broken. I'm not looking for, but my astrologer, for my birthday told me, Eric, I wouldn't be surprised you end up with someone by the end of the year. And most of your clients are going to be women, probably moms, CEOs. They're more working their masculine. You're going to help them get in their feminine. I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to be in a relationship, whatever. And everything she said was true. And so to this day, spiritual fitness, you guys, it's miracle season. I did the journey. My girlfriend was waiting for me after I got off the mountain. That's the miracle. And spiritual fitness was created because I was in chaos and I had to be innovative. And that's how I tapped into spiritual fitness.
Yeah.
It's
what I
all,
also like is, though, that you're developing a lot of trust and you're just walking through the doors. And that's a really big lesson for a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
Rather than make the path, force the path, look into it and just make the decision, I guess I'm going to do this now. You are just like, I have to let go and shed more, and the path will reveal itself.
Yeah.
And for many people, that is actually how it works.
Yeah.
The person who kicked off this podcast's newfound success is Byron Katie.
I love Byron.
And Byron Katie had the same thing. She had an epiphany, a visceral, complete change in the body where she received the healing and just understood it's over now. And now my job is to go and to transmute it, to project it onto other people. This is a wonderful way to do it.
And just be a walking testimony and live in it and be it and to embody what I teach, embody what I'm giving instead of knowledge. Because my challenge was I had all this knowledge. I was always in my crown shock. I have this information, but I couldn't get the wisdom because I didn't know how to put it in my body because it was too much to hold.
Yeah.
To receive it, to transmit it outward and not over. Because sometimes you can speak and it go over people's heads because it's not coming from your root. You're not grounded in the information. You're not grounded in the knowledge. When we get grounded in that pelvic bowl area, that's when it becomes wisdom. And people can hear you, they can feel you, they can see you because it's relatable.
Yeah.
And being on TV, that was ego success. And people felt like they couldn't really connect because I just went so far and beyond. They're like, wow, bro, you're just a lot of energy. But I didn't know how to bring it back to say, hey, I'm human, I'm hurting right now because of fear, because of judgment, because of public perception. I would never grow my beard, right? Because of how I thought I should be. I thought I had to live up to this character and play this persona. I'll call it the Will Smith effect, right? Where I want to people please. I want to be nice to everyone. I want everybody to like me. But I don't even like this person I'm creating because it's not real. So then we get in, I was in that gilded cage.
You were in a gilded cage, baby. I was this close to saying, you know, I want to say something that's really, really important. So many people are going to see this and they're going to go, well, he'd already built the visibility. And so what really contributed to the fact that he was able to build this was the television experience, the visibility experience, etc. But it's actually not. What makes you as a teacher is actually in the moments of humanity that you have faced and you have come through. Those are the most invaluable experiences. When I coach people on becoming thought leaders and to become coaches themselves, I always say, your claim to fame isn't that you were the CEO of XYZ for 20 years. It's that you overcame a midlife crisis, a big breakup, your child's illness, your own grief. Those are the biggest processes that truly make us in life because they're the experience of ego death and the transmutation of ego death. We don't look at those and think, well, that's what my claim to fame is. That's what makes me legit. But that is what makes you legit, isn't it?
And the hardest work you'll ever do in life is on yourself. And before the Bachelorette, I was doing intense work on myself. People don't know that. So when they see me, they're like, oh my God, you're so... I was putting in work every day, reading books, going to seminars, because I couldn't stand, why am I in this? Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, Les Brown. What do I need to do? I went to school. I graduated with honors. I had a government job. I wasn't happy. That didn't make me fulfilled. Why am I here? I want to know my purpose. So then, because I was wounded, I didn't get the love I wanted. I said, oh, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to achieve. Everybody's going to like me and love me. And then I got to 2023 and it's like, guess what? They don't.
And that's why you end up missing the purpose, because what you're trying to do is cover an ego wound. So many people who stay fuzzy around purpose in coaching, I always tell them it's because you're still aiming at an external. And it's hard to understand, but what you're aiming in is inside, that journey within yourself. And that journey of feeling released from suffering is ultimately where purpose is.
And that's the miracle.
Purpose is a side effect. You and I talked about Viktor Frankl when I was lucky enough to come on your show.
Man's Search for Meaning.
And he always says purpose is a side effect. The problem is when people are starting to aim at it directly. It's a little bit more of I relax into myself. I really allow myself to start feeling joy. I really start to pursue things that bring me joy. And it starts to basically reveal itself.
Or you let things pursue you.
Yeah.
Just like this interview.
Even better. Absolutely.
2 months before this opportunity, I got a download. I need to go to Austin. I was even doing like astrocartography around Austin because I knew at some point I wanted to move and just didn't know where. But Austin kept coming into my spirit. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And honestly, I have someone who's doing a retreat out here in December.
Yeah.
Go figure. And then your team reached out 3 weeks after I got that invite. It's like, okay, Austin, here I come. So it is.
Well, we're going to give you the very best that we have to offer.
This is the best
here.
medicine here.
It's the best. Well, you haven't eaten with me yet. Just wait for dinner.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you're here. I have also followed those invitations, and it turns out to have been exactly what was right. I don't know how strongly I feel about human design and astrology quite yet, because as you know, I'm slightly more on the institutional and science leading side. But when I found out that I was a projector, it made so much sense, man.
Yeah.
It just made so much sense. I was like, yes, I really do only respond to invitations. And whenever I don't, it doesn't go so well for me. So there must be something to it.
And projectors don't have the energy as much as others, but they can. I'm a generator, so I have people in my life that are projectors, so they depend on my energy. However, your gift is you don't got to take 10 steps. You can take 2 and jump timelines because that's the power of a projector.
Yeah.
They're the wise soul. They're not supposed to wait in line. They're not, I'm going to get to the front.
Yeah.
But they got to do it at their pace.
At our own pace.
You can't go
like
in.
a whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, how did you get here? Well, patience.
Just doing it my way.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I love that.
It's such a fun thing to talk about. I want to ask you about your books. You've written 2 books.
I'm writing a 3rd one.
And you're writing a 3rd. When is it coming out?
Next year.
You're going to have to come back.
Yeah, spiritual fitness.
What are the main lessons you think that people are walking away with that you have actually been able to now codify? And how did the books themselves come about? Talk a little bit about, give people a peek behind the curtain, the process of teaching, the process of podcasting, the process of authoring.
Well, I think the mind is a powerful place where we can create and cultivate experiences, good and bad. I've always wanted to write books or have a podcast. So unconsciously, I had the intention to be an author, to be a podcast host, to be on TV in my mind. 100 Days of Wisdom was created in 2015 when I was actually struggling in Los Angeles. So when I talk about transmission, like when you read the Bible, the Quran, or Power versus Force by David Hawkins,
my favorite.
Any of these books, they have a frequency to them.
Yeah.
And those frequencies based on the vessel, the person that's writing the book. So when you get that book, you're getting Eric Bigger at 2015, 26, 27, trying to figure it out. So I'm giving you motivation to look at every day for 100 days to inspire you to stay consistent, to be disciplined, no matter what the circumstances are. So that book is like real structure, consistency over time for you to develop some type of muscle within your inner being, inner wealth to be who you need to be in an authentic way. Transformation, change your mindset, change your energy, change your life. The intention behind that was because of the pandemic. I knew in 2020 people were struggling emotionally and mentally. And it's always beautiful when you meet people on shows. Shouts out to Chris Randone because he was on The Bachelorette as well. We wrote the book together. And he was in San Diego, I was in LA, and we just went to work for like 3 weeks. We got an editor, and I gave in that book everything I do. From taking cold showers to writing with my least dominant hand, making a bid every morning as an accomplishment to have momentum for the day, hugging yourself,
tremendous
dancing in front of the mirror for 2 minutes, like stuff that people are like, that's weird, that's odd, but you're activating your higher self and you're changing your frequency for your highest good. So with those books, those are lessons and things that help people understand who you are, not the person you think you should be. Because once you understand who you are, then life pursues you. You don't have to pursue life. And so I just gave parts of me. And then the 3rd book, Spiritual Fitness, which is literally more emotional than I thought. Because I'm working with my book publisher, shouts out to Soul Sparks Press. And it's like, I'm talking about stuff I've never shared. And then it makes me emotional. So I'm like, oh, but that's what people want.
Yes.
They want the details of What happened when you was on a Sherry show in 2023 and I was on TV? Oh, I was heartbroken. But everyone said, I'm proud of you. But they don't know if I got off stage, I was in my hotel by myself because I felt like I lost everything. So that spiritual fitness is more going to be about how I came into, like the first story I told you in the beginning of this podcast, how I came into that and what spiritual fitness actually is. So I'm learning context, story, and connectivity, relatability, and authenticity is what everybody wants. Because with these phones and social media, we're so disconnected.
Yes.
This is why I'm here. I want connection. I want to connect. I want to feel. I want to hear. I want to listen. Oh, wow, this is really nice. This is a podcast. I get to learn. Someone's curious about me. But how can we all have that in a communal space where we feel safe? Because most people don't feel safe to be authentic. They don't feel safe to write a book about their pain. Because I didn't. That's why I had the mask on for so many years. I'm a positive guy. I'm happy. I'm really not. I'm just holding it because I don't want you to see my pain, because I know based on what I'm giving you, you can't handle this other side of me because I can't.
Yes.
And I'm avoiding it. But now I know it's okay. I can bring the shadow and the light. Now I'm whole. And so in these books, it's just parts of my story at those phases to help you, the individual, the person reading or writing, because transformation is a workbook, to get to the other side of yourself so you can have peace and calm in your nervous system and not judge yourself so much.
There are a couple of lessons that are imperative to absolutely anyone who wants to build a teaching-based platform or a personal platform in 2026. Number one is visibility is no longer optional. While I used to tell people, perhaps around 2020 when I was coaching thought leaders, you do it your way. It's cool. If you don't want to be on all the channels, don't be on all the channels. Today, that is simply no longer available to any of us. As you said before, visibility is imperative. Yeah. It's absolutely the bottom line. The second thing is intimacy and vulnerability. Showing yourself is no longer an option either. In the era of AI, our genuine visage, our own self, and our true conversations are what's going to be the cutting edge difference for us. I heard Tom Bilius talking about this on his podcast. He said that he doubled down on his podcast in the last year simply because this forum, this disconnection that you speak of, is absolutely the norm and the truth for people. So they are seeking and craving that intimacy. And our job to welcome them into our literal living rooms and allow them into our lives and have real conversations in which they participate, not just as an observer, but they are speaking to us as they're listening to us, is truly the difference maker. I believe that nothing is more important for the creation of your own podcast and of your own authorship and books. And you're right. The other part of that is to have that desire and then to act through it. And if anyone listening here is feeling that, then I hope they take away also that it is their duty to do this. Yeah. Because we are demonstrating for other people that it's okay to be real. Yeah. And that's what everybody wants. We all belong. We all have spilches, Yiddish word for garbage. And we all can be together and united in expressing it.
And together we're better. And I think we all want someone or something or community we can go to and feel safe and just be. Like it's all about the being, not the human, but the human being. What are we being? Not what we're doing, because we're always doing. Yeah. But who are we being? And I think people they don't really know because they're not slowing down to feel that being that they are.
And what if they're so disconnected right now that they feel that the odds are stacked against them? They might be actually grieving or heartbroken as they listen to this. Mm-hmm. What would you say to them?
I would say that's probably the best space you can be in the moment. And the way to get through it is to have radical acceptance, right? To accept it and not resist it or try to intellectualize it, and you'll move through it. Because once you allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling that you're rejecting, your life jumps timelines, because that's what I went through. So I would tell people, no matter what, you're well, you're safe, and you're loved. But it's okay to accept the life or the things you don't like, because that's how you get to know what life is. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he said, the purpose of life is to live life. Not for someone to tell you not to do something, because you're not getting wisdom by not doing it. Yeah, you listen, but your experience is going to be different than them, and we all have different designs. So I can't make my design yours. So that's why you got to find out what your design is. So if you're in pain, if you're suffering, it's a purpose behind it that you can't see right now. And if you just accept it and then sit in it, you'll get the wisdom, the medicine to give it to someone else. So you can talk about your story, you can write your book, and you can be the leader of your soul and your life, and you can give back from your heart and not from knowledge from a book.
You know, my favorite teacher is Esther Hicks, also known as Abraham Hicks.
I love her.
And she always says, if you're grieving, if you're truly down, if the spiral has gone all the way down, it's just like if you're falling out of a plane. And then she likes to say, if you're falling out of a plane, let go. It'll be over before you know it.
So good.
And I just love that. Let go. It'll be over before you know it. First of all, because that's hilarious. And secondly, because that is the correct thing to do. When you're trying to paddle upstream, when the stream is clearly winning, you're only going to exhaust yourself.
Yeah.
Accept it, let yourself fall, and hit rock bottom. Here's why. Because at some point when I hit rock bottom, I realized that was wonderful, because there was nowhere else to look but up. And you will inevitably look up, and you will inevitably bounce back up.
And it's beautiful. I'm writing a book about that now. In that book, Spiritual Fitness, Hitting Rock Bottom. That it wasn't the fact of us hitting rock bottom. It was the energy of fear controlling us. And when I just accepted, like, okay, I'm here. I surrender. I don't care no more. Life just like, oh, okay, let me bless you now.
It's so true. It's just so true. I really love this. You've lived such an extraordinary journey. I'm wondering, what's next for you?
What's next? That's a great question.
You already talked about Spiritual Fitness, the book.
Yes.
You and I already talked about taking the Spiritual Fitness podcast in studio, which, let me tell you, is a thing.
It's a game changer, right? I think more embodying spiritual fitness in the world and introducing people to that on a more consistent basis where they can tap into it once a week with my energy, and building it out and building a paradigm behind that and giving it some context, some structure, some routine, so people can find their spiritual fitness. Because spiritual fitness could just be you walking every day by the lake and thinking out loud. Spiritual fitness could you be cooking to your favorite song and getting downloads. Spiritual fitness could you be spending time with your child in the morning and dancing or getting them ready for school. Spiritual fitness is part of your soul's calling to what makes your spirit fit. Not just working out, not just prayer, not just meditation, not just breath work, because that's all in spiritual fitness. But spiritual fitness is a call from your soul to be more fit, because as we grow, we're going to need more spiritual currency than material currency. Because as we can see, our eyes, what we see is failing us. So we got to open up that super conscious, that third eye, so we don't fail ourselves.
I completely agree. One of the game-changing maneuvers that I learned very early on in my coaching journey as a person who was a student is that you don't get to keep this. It's just like my super tight abs.
Yeah.
At my age, I'm almost 50. I understand that if I don't go to the gym, this doesn't preserve itself.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same with your mindset. Your mindset does not preserve itself. Go to the spiritual gym, stay spiritually fit.
Yeah.
And the act of finding moments of spiritual fitness every day is the act of tapping into the frequency
There we go.
at which you want to be.
Got it. She's spiritually fit.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, sir.
You are.
I love that you're saying this. What would you like people to experience? What would you like them to invite themselves to check out?
Well, go to Instagram, go to social media at Eric Bigger, follow me, connect with me, build rapport, DM me. I'm a type of person, I want you to get to know me and not just look at me like, oh, I think you're cool. And you do like, no, let's get it. Because I don't want to work with any and everybody because I can. There's only a few chosen and called that I get to work with and who get to work with me, because energy is everything. So go to social media, sign up for intentions call at ericbigger.com, but just follow me. I'm just a real person. I'm from Baltimore. I've seen it all. I've been in Hollywood 15 years, have high successful clients. Who cares? I'm a person that wants the world to win. I want you to win. I want you to be fulfilled. And I want you to love who you are inside out and love yourself unconditionally. And go to the podcast, Spiritual Fitness. Download the episode. Go to YouTube. Follow my YouTube. But just come and connect and see if my energy is for you. Yeah. I want authentic people in my energy. And if not, it's okay. I still love you. That's all. That's it.
You are the real deal, sir. Ever since we met, you're pure love. You emanate and vibrate love. You've also built a real practice that is just based on that linearity. I'm delighted to see that the universe is rewarding you with real easeful love
Yes.
at home and at work. And I'm
Yeah.
super excited to see what you're going to do next. Thank you so much for
Thank
showing
you.
people what a nonlinear path can be like, what an emotional path can be like, because this also unlocks coaching mastery,
Mm-hmm.
teaching mastery, and really big and exciting careers as teachers.
Yeah.
So for those out there who are real business junkies, but also real mentorship junkies, I hope we gave them some real actionable insights today.
Trust and certainty, and everything falls in place just how you need it.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you
you.
so much for listening to today's episode of the Coach Podcast. If you really loved it, hit subscribe. And if you really, really loved it, give us a review. It gives us a tremendous opportunity to keep bringing you the best teachers on the planet. I hope you've gained as much insight and inspiration as I have today. Stay coached, and we'll see you next time.